Hey, what's up everybody? Hammerheart Metal Reviews here once again. Today we are doing a collection update. I just want to showcase some albums and talk about some albums that I have just recently purchased or received either in the tail end of 2023 or just in the first part here of 2024. The 5 albums I'm talking about today were all released in 2023. I have bought many other albums over the last couple months than these 5, but I just wanted to talk about these 5 to really showcase some newer releases that I'm adding to my collection and just talk about them because there's a few goodies along with a couple of these. So yeah, without further ado, I don't need to do a big intro here. Let's just talk about some good albums that have recently come into my possession. So first off, I'm going to talk about what is possibly my favorite black metal release from all of last year, and that is Valdrin with Throne of the Lunar Soul. Check out that beautiful artwork. So you got the back of the album here, show you the CD there as well. And yeah, this artwork here, absolutely amazing. Got the whole thing there. Just really a concept album, and they just really devoted a lot of time to the story, and the effort into their songwriting really shows. This is their 4th album overall, and I honestly think it is by far their best one. Yeah, look at that again. Awesome logo, awesome everything about this album. Just so much melody in the guitar riffs here. And their songwriting is not direct either. Yes, it has its influences in maybe Swedish style melodic black metal from the mid-90s with bands like Dissection or Dawn or Sacramentum, things in that vein. But they use that as a foundation and then build upon it with just amazing song construction and the way that they involve the story as well, owning the album. This is one that is really worth owning the album and reading all the lyrics and following along to the story, because it just elevates the material even more. There's subtle keys thrown in throughout this album, and even some clean vocals as well, and just the whole package. Amazing stuff. Easily one of my favorite albums from last year. As soon as I heard it, I had to scoop this one up. I got this one back in December, but yeah, had it on pretty much non-stop replay since then. Definitely go check out this album if you haven't heard it, and buy it as well. Definitely will not disappoint you. All right, up next, a legendary return from last year, Heavy Load, with their first album in 40 years, Riders of the Ancient Storm. So yeah, even before I heard a single song from this, I had already pre-ordered it because it's just goddamn amazing. One of my favorite bands from so long ago. I mean, not putting out material in 40 years, didn't really know what to expect, but I was gonna buy it anyways. You got the killer artwork here. Is this album on par with their best albums from the 80s, like Death or Glory or Stronger Than Evil? No, I don't think it is, but it's just a welcome sight to be getting new music from these guys. They're still having a great time. I mean, yeah, there's some different styles on this album. Ride the Night, one of the catchiest tunes of all of last year. Just amazing. That's a pure, old school style Heavy Load song. But then they switch things up here throughout the album as well. They've got some songs that are almost Sabbath inspired, bring in some doom elements, and just even some other ones that bring in maybe a Rush influence and some progressive rock influence. So it's kind of a very varied album. It's not as consistent as their older material, but man, it still kicks a lot of ass. Got some great songs on here: Slave No More, Sail Away, Valhalla Warriors. But yeah, Ride the Night is probably the highlight. Great way to open it up. And yeah, awesome to get new music from them. Like I said, without even hearing a note of this album, I was already ordering it. But yeah, happy to have it in my collection alongside all the other Heavy Load albums. All right, up next, one of my favorite current black metal bands released kind of a special album last year that wasn't new material, but was rather a compilation of re-recorded songs, and that is, of course, Horn. So this is their compilation 20 Jahre, or 20 years, to celebrate 20 years of their existence. This is the last release that I have by them to complete their discography. I have every release that Horn has put out on CD now. I believe they are. He is, I should keep saying they, this is a one-man band. I believe he is putting out a new record this year, which I will surely scoop up. I will surely do a discography overview video for them at some point to showcase all of the albums that I have by him here. But yeah, easily one of my favorite like current bands, and this is just a really interesting introspective look at their past material. Like, this is going all the way back to his earliest stuff, to his demo days, and re-recording it with more modern production and like changing around the songs just slightly to suit it to the modern age, as opposed to back in the like do-it-yourself basement recording style of those early demos and recordings. But yeah, if you've never heard this band before, this isn't even a bad spot to start, because you're gonna kind of get a taste of his older material, but in a more modern setting, to kind of give you a different like way to reflect upon whether you're gonna enjoy this or not. This is like atmospheric black metal, very nature themed. Throughout his career, he's gone some different directions, doing like some war themed albums. But honestly, just one of the best songwriters out there. Really incorporates a lot of melody and folkiness into his black metal. He brings in some clean singing, and his harsh rasps just suit it so well. Like I said, honestly, one of my favorite bands out there. I mean, I have a back patch of them on my black metal jacket. This is just, yeah, easily one of my favorite bands. Gonna get every single album they ever release. So this one, yeah, the compilation, I still didn't hesitate to buy it, even though I have all these songs on different albums. It's different than on those albums. It's still worth grabbing, definitely worth listening to. Do yourself a favor and go check them out if you have not. All right. Up next, I'm going with an album that I talked quite a bit about at the end of the year, but I finally splurged and got not just the album, but I purchased the Die Hard package of this album that includes a flag and a patch, and I am talking about Helms Deep with their debut album, Treacherous Ways. So yeah, kind of gave myself a little Christmas present here with buying this and going all out to also get the patch, because I am in the process of creating a classic heavy metal, power metal jacket. I do have a black metal one already, and I have a vest that kind of incorporates all the different genres, but then I wanted to do just a classic traditional heavy metal, power metal jacket as well. So this is going to go on there. I'll show you the flag as well, which is the really awesome album art, which was designed by Michael Wieland, who of course is probably more well known for doing all the like Elric of Malnebone covers, which Sir Thungal uses all the time. But yeah, check that out. I don't know if the camera can get all of it, try to get it in there. But yeah, I don't often buy flags because I have so many posters behind me, but I have other rooms in the house too. I have a couple flags and posters up elsewhere as well. So this one's going to be going up. I just couldn't resist. This album is just, since it came out, I can't stop listening to it. Goddamn amazing traditional heavy metal. It's got a thrashy edge. The vocals are unhinged and amazing. I know you're probably sick of hearing me talk about this album, but I don't care. I'm going to pump this up every chance I get, because it is probably the funnest album I heard last year, and I can't stop listening to it. It is just so good. The song constructions here are amazing. The riffs are great. The drumming, the bass work, everything about this album is top-notch. There's not a second on here that I don't enjoy. If you're into classic heavy metal, power metal, thrash, all kind of combined together to make their own unique thing that's really fun, that kind of brings in some like influences from all these different spots. Like, there's times that the vocalist sounds like John Oliva from Sabotage. There's other times it kind of remind me of Merciful Fate or King Diamond. There's other times it reminds me of Dave Mustaine, and even just stylings of like Omen or Attacker. Like, it's all there, but doing their own unique thing with it. Easily one of my favorite albums from last year. Go check out Helms Deep if you have not. All right, and up last. I mostly am a CD collector, but every now and then I get a vinyl. And in this case, this vinyl was gifted to me by the band themselves. And I am talking about the band Eave with their album Fervor from last year. So this was really cool of them to do this. I had been talking to Brian from the band, mentioning I wanted to grab the CD. It comes with the CD as well, so that's awesome. And he decided to send me the vinyl, which came with the CD, so that's really amazing. That's really cool of him to do that. And yeah, if you have not checked this band out before, they're like atmospheric black metal, very much incorporating in like some depressive black metal elements in the vocals, but then even some like progressive direction as well. A band that I would compare them a lot to would be Falls of Rhoros, just with the riff stylings and song construction, but then kind of doing their own thing with the vocals here as well. And it's just a really engaging, great listen, Really awesome, well done stuff. Strongly suggest you go check them out if you have not. They're from the USA, I should have mentioned as well. And yeah, got myself the vinyl here thanks to them. That's just, like I said, really cool. And yeah, check out that album art too. It's always nice to have good album art on a vinyl because it just looks amazing. I usually stick to CDs because I can't afford vinyls and it's just too much. My lifestyle suits CDs more than it suits vinyl, but I do have a few vinyls kicking around. And yeah, that is my collection update for today. Like I said, these were all just 2023 releases that I had recently got in the last couple months. Maybe I'll do some collection updates here and there, mostly focusing on new albums that I'm adding to my collection, because I'm still always going through like just random albums from my CD collection that I'll be doing like once a month. So I'm still doing that as well. You can probably expect a random albums from my collection video in a couple weeks, give or take, a few weeks. I don't know. Haven't really set the schedule for this month yet, but sometime soon you'll be getting another one of those that won't just be 2023 releases. It's going to be just random albums from my collection, which I have a lot of fun doing those too. But every now and then maybe I'll do a collection update to showcase some new albums that I bought as well. But here I go rambling on again and again. That's just what I do. Nothing new there. You're used to it. You're still tuning in. So, thank you. Until next time, I'm Art Mel Reviews. Out.